Hello guys, Ademola Badmus here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and hopefully we can use this to conclude Git. So in the last class, we have been able to create the Git repository right here, but I needed to make some changes because I won't be able to push if I push from that new repository I created, new GitHub account I created. So I had to revert back to my old GitHub account, and I'm using an SSH. It's still the same process, and do not worry. In the new project that we are going to do, we'll talk about SSH better. So like we did, everything is added, and we've done the git remote origin. So at this point we just need to add everything, and like I said, you can add it just by doing this and everything will be added. So now that it is added, if we check the git status at this point, you see that it has added everything except everything excluded in the git ignore file. In fact, the node modules has been grayed out, so it shows you what has been allowed in and what has not been allowed. So with that being said, we've added everything. So we need to commit it. What is a commit? You can view commit as that kind of message you add to your bank account when you're trying to transfer money. You know, the message that you add probably is just for utilities, for something. That message, that accompanies that transaction. See your commit message like that. It defines what you've done on that particular at that particular point in time. And this one is the first thing that we did, so we can call it the first commit, and we add this to it. So since the Black Lives Movement started, the GitHub company decided that they needed to change this branch name from master to something else. So they came up with this new name, main. You can name it anything, but by convention, stick to the convention and use main. So this means that if you want to rename anything if you want to rename any branch, you just type git branch. -m means move or rename. That's the flag that it stands for. It stands for move or remain or rename. So you're renaming it to this file, so we can rename it now, and we've renamed. So we can push git push origin, or we say git push upstream origin, and we are pushing to this branch where we are in the main branch. So we git push origin main. Because we are using SSH, and the way I configured my SSH, it has a passkey. So I've inserted the passkey and everything has been pushed. So if I go here now and I refresh this page, you'll see that everything has been included here. There is no .vs code file here, and there is no node modules folder here because we've ignored them here. So what we want to do now is go back into our code and then create a new branch. Now that we have done this, if we do a git status, everything is up to date. We don't have a new update, but we now want to create a new branch. Why do we need to create a new branch? We need to create a new branch anytime we want to make a new change, because if our change disrupts the whole of our code, it won't affect us because we are working from a different branch that is away from our existing code. Still using the bank analogy, imagine if everybody has to go to the branch where they open their accounts. It will be tough, right? But if you have a nearby branch, you can walk into that nearby branch, make your deductions, and your account will be updated accordingly. So imagine if you are that local branch and they do not have probably they were attacked. There was a malicious attack and they went down. They can easily shut down the server of that branch and it won't get to the main branch where your own money is or where other people's money is, and you'll still be safe. Everybody will be safe because there is actually a backup before the actual thing. So branching just gives you a fail safe so that you can work in isolation from your main code, such that when you're bringing in your new code, you can test it in that branch, see that it has not disrupted everything, then you can bring it and be merged. Branching is also a very good way. In fact, it is the best way for collaborative work, where different people can be working on the same thing and they'll be able to meet at a common ground. It is through branching that happens. So there are two ways to create a branch. So we can create a branch by using the branch command, git branch, then we'll put the name. Let's say we want to do, okay, the feature we want to do is add modify readme. We want to modify the readme. Modify readme, right? We could name it this way. And once we are done naming it, okay, I will also delete it anyways. So we've created the branch, and once we've created the branch, we can just switch into that branch, and we are in the branch. So it means that everything here is also inside this branch right now. We can begin to work with it. Let me switch back to the main branch, git switch main, right? That's the main branch. So I'm back in the main branch. So I have two branches now. So I can check these branches by doing a git branch -a to list all. As you can see, I have the remote, where this one is the one here. That's the remote. The other one, the main branch on the local where I am presently, as you can see, it is asterisk, and the new branch that I created. Okay, so now let me delete that branch by doing this, the name of the branch, and the branch is deleted. So let me show you the other way that it can be created. You can use the command checkout with a flag B to create it. Modify readme. Let's call this one edit readme. That name was too long. So this is the new branch. So what this will do is it will create the branch and switch into the branch immediately. As you can see, it switched to a new branch this. So we have this now. So let's quickly just update our readme. I should have had something that I will just quickly write, but these are the, let's have a view here so you can see what your readme is looking like. Let's just call this first tutorial YouTube tutorial session. YouTube tutorial session. If I want to underline this, I just need to put 3 hyphens. As you can see, everything has been underlined. No one asked this. So this is all everything has been underlined. As you can see, the header changes based on the number of hash I put. If I put 1, it's very big. If I put 2, it's quite big. If I do this, it gets smaller, and it goes like that, until it gets here. This is smallest. So I think I will just use this. And the next thing is the tools I used. So you can talk about what you used as your identify, what helped you to achieve it. Tools used. So the tools that you use, you can name them by just itemizing Cypress, right? And you also used Cypress Cypress fill command, right? Then you can say, talk about setup. So this one, you talk about how to set up your project, and that will just be, and the thing is, for anyone that has the URL, they can clone the project into a desired destination, and the next thing after that is navigate to the project and run the, if you use this particular thing, it would help you create like a code view, npm install. See what it looks like here, and non npm install, so it will install everything, you understand. Then to run the code using npx cypress run, right? Cypress open for non-headless mode. Let's copy this again. And paste this, and use npm cypress run for headless mode. So this basically just gives you an idea of what, this is not just the thing you put in your readme. There are lots of information you put, like what the code does, what the code can do, how you can expand it. You can give all those information into it, even the constraints and all that. But this is just to introduce you to what it looks like. Let's underline. I think I like the underline a lot. So I think with this is enough for us to push. We can even make some other, modifications here that we would see, when we, so now that we are done, what we just need to do is we just need to git add. The only thing we want to do here is readme, because that's the only thing that we touched. Remember, when you have too many files, that is when you use a full stop instead of putting the whole file. So it's only git readme. So we can check the git status to see if it was added. It was added, so we can git commit the message will be edited readme file. That's what we did. And so if it's a major change that you want to do, let's say we've gotten to a point where we actually doing BDD, and you actually want to change your whole code to BDD, you will just put it as a message that transformed code to BDD. So now that we've committed it, we just need to push. So we just will git push. You can still put the upstream or remove it, it doesn't matter. So git push -u origin. We will not be pushing to main. This is the branch we are pushing to, because it's what we just created. So we paste it here and we push here. So anytime you check out into a branch and you are done with the branch, you push into that branch. So now we need to make a pull request. Let's click this link here. Oh, sorry. I better copy the link. Let's copy, and we come here. Can even paste it here. So now, why do we need a pull request? This pull request would will give us the ability to merge what we did in this branch to the main branch. As you can see, the arrow points like that. So in order to be able to merge, we need to create a pull request. So in this comment, I can add more details to everything I had done. So whoever wants to review my pull request can see every other thing that I've done and how I did it in the comment section, and just look at it. Then also check my code. If it meets the coding standard, then approve it. So, but I don't have anything to put there, so I'll just click create pull requests. There is no conflict. As you can see, the Git repository checks if there are conflicts first. Since there are no conflicts, it can be merged. So I click on this, then I confirm the merge. So if I go to, oh, I've made a mistake. I shouldn't have closed that master. But remember that when we did master before, okay, a good example, we'll see what we're talking about now. Now, where are the repositories? Let's just look at the repositories. I don't want to check from there. So this is it. Oh, so you can see that our master has been edited with a readme, right? That means the master on the remote has a new readme updated. Now look at what is going on here. So we are done here. So we can get back into the master branch with git switch, or we can still use git checkout. Git checkout main. That's our main branch. Now see, in our main branch, there is nothing in our readme. Look at our readme. It's still empty. But on our remote, the readme has an update. So it means that anytime that we want to work, before we create a new branch and work, the first thing we need to do is we need to pull the master branch, the main branch rather. We need to pull the main branch. Now it is often advisable to rebase it, because a rebase allows it to update itself correctly, show that yes, new changes have been merged, or you can even just use a fast forward flag. All this might be discussed extensively or briefly when we talk about the gits proper in the project. I promise this will happen. This will happen. We will do that. So let us just pull and see how our readme gets populated. As you can see now, we have a readme updated because we've been able to pull the update from here into our local. So this brings us to the end of pushing to Git. So the next series that will be started, that would soon start in a few days, would start from scratch all over again. We will not be talking as if we are newbies. We'll be talking as if we have experience with software testing and software automation. So we will just dive right into it. Then when we are done with this level of testing, this level of scripting, we will now change that same script later on to BDD. Then after that, we will start everything all over again in TypeScript. So you can pick your preference. Thank you for being here. Please, if you got to this point, please subscribe and like my videos. And at the same time, put on the notification button because I will be doing more. Thank you and bye-bye.